Hi Scorpio, welcome to a tarot reading for the week of February 1st through 7th, 2020. It's Rena here. So this is not my normal thing. If you are a subscriber, you probably know that. But I have done them before. I can't say there's a first time for everything because I have done it. But it's just, sometimes if I have gaps in my video production, I might slip in a series because I think it's, keeps everything flowing, not just come to a complete stop. I like to do variety though, and so I've been doing, you can check my channel out if you're not subscribed and see the types of videos. I do a lot of astrology videos, and I've been doing more of those that are not just topical, but they're dealing with things connected to your natal placements. So anyway, so here I am. I've separated or have different piles here. I'm just going to pick, and this isn't my typical reading, or spread, but it's one that I'm using for this particular. It's interesting because usually I would put the other card there, so that was a little interesting. Oh, okay. I guess that's the last card. I was going to do what I normally do. All right. The heart of the matter is the Five of Cups, and so this may feel like in February, at the beginning of February, that you are looking at something and seeing an opportunity that went wasted, or something that you didn't get that you wanted. This can run the gamut, even like in a personal relationship. You may feel like you did so much, like this is the Ten of Wands. This is like somebody carrying a heavy burden, that you did so much, you tried so hard, you tried to do everything for somebody, and they still didn't appreciate it. And that's an interesting one. If you really phrase it like that and said, I did everything for this person, that may give you a hint as to what went wrong. Is that you shouldn't have done everything for that person, that you should have been more like, I just saw like this, that was weird. I saw like a red flash, like in my peripheral vision. That's strange. That you should have been, you might have felt like you weren't proactive enough, when actually it's the exact opposite. You may have taken on something that didn't belong to you, and therefore that in itself created problems. If this is in the workplace, you may have done overtime hoping to get a promotion, and still it didn't work. And you feel like that sting of disappointment. And or a relationship where you try to be everything to somebody and it still didn't work. What is surrounding you is connected to the Hierophant. So there's a lot of traditional energy around you. In other words, if you're the kind of person who, maybe you have the moon in Aquarius or Sag, and you just feel like or Gemini, you feel like you're not really the typical type of Scorpio person, and you kind of question the conventional wisdom. That could be like the Hierophant, and you may be surrounded by people who are conformists, and you may like even kind of blame yourself, like, why can't I think like them? And it's like, well, why can't they think like you? Why are you taking responsibility for somebody else's attitudes, which may not be in alignment with something that you really value. Doesn't make sense. So whenever I see the Hierophant, I also think of the corporate atmosphere where people are encouraged to groupthink, and kind of fitting in is a big thing. And some people do that exceptionally well. They really are good at fitting into a structure, getting along with other people. I don't think Scorpios are. I think you're kind of very, what's that word? Contradictory, a contrarian, I think that you are, where you always have to say do the opposite thing. And especially if you have a moon in Aquarius or something else that's rebellious, you may be like, I'm not, or Aries or something like that, and you're just not going to cooperate. And even though you're a water sign, and you would think that you would have some of those traits, I don't think that you really do. In quite that kind of depth, which is good because it means that you think outside of the box. I know that's a huge cliche, but sometimes cliches are very accurate. And that's how they got to be cliches, right? And the advice, or what's coming in, is the High Priestess. So it's really about being true to your higher self rather than trying to conform to other people's standards. You have your own path. You have your own spiritual path. And this may have been informing the kind of choices that you've made recently. So you may have people around you who are saying, oh my God, how could you do that? Why would you do that? Why did you quit your job when you were making X amount of money? You know that it's not that easy for somebody your age to get a new job, let alone a job that paid that well. And they just can't wrap their brains around it, even if you tell them that it was because of a spiritual reason. As a matter of fact, that might make them even more scoffing at the notion of that. So in some cases, it's not even worth trying to get somebody to understand, because they simply won't. It's just not in their nature to understand. It's not because they are being difficult. It's simply because they cannot wrap their brain around it. It just is beyond them how you could do something that to them it seems so obvious. And it's the High Priestess has a deep knowing that goes beyond whatever is, spelled out for them. And being able to kind of connect with that is so helpful, because there are so many voices trying to, judge a situation and say one thing is good and one thing is not, and that's ridiculous. There's no way of determining something like that, because even things that are challenging can have it can be amazing teachers. So it's something that you're just grappling with, and you're finding comfort from a higher source. The outcome is the Queen of Wands, and this shows a lot of confidence. And to me, I think this is like a determination to live your best life and to be a person, but especially if you're a woman, this is like self-empowerment for you. And the Queen is water energy, so it is very intuitive, like the High Priestess, or like the Mother energy. And the Wands relate to fire energy, which is all about your sense of self, your ability to feel in control of your life, those kinds of things, which not everyone can. And some people feel like they are at the mercy of life. This is not one of those cards. To me, this is an active form of the law of attraction, of like, I'm going to go after what I want. And yet, you may be also a mother. You may be also somebody's wife and or, you know, long-term partner. And so it's not like cut and dried that this has to be such and such person, that this reading means this or means that. It really is about the holistic influences in your life as a whole. Wow, that's holistic. So, this is somebody who, the Queen of Wands, may be like a working mother, and maybe that was in the area of your concern. How can I do this? And just giving you that heads up of what you can do, how you can do it. So I hope that you enjoyed this and that you received some synchronicity at the least. And if you would like a personal reading, the link is below for that. I'm at rainandmoonastrology.com. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.